Hey, this is episode 4 of Aaron is Perfect. Yes, thank you again for joining me. I'm wearing sunglasses, and you know why? Me neither. I have no idea. I just noticed that in the viewfinder of the camera that I'm using. I just adjust my headphones because I was wearing sunglasses. Okay, I can see that I set everything up well. I didn't realize that I couldn't see properly because I was wearing sunglasses. So that's cool. Start the episode being real weird. That's okay though. It's fine. So we've made it to episode 4, and little dude, you know, this is my second version of this episode. First episode, the first version of this episode, I came in real fucking hot. Not because I was mad, but I came in with an opinion, or I guess a not very well thought out opinion of certain topics, and you know what? It was too much, and maybe one day that episode will see the light of day. I have no idea, but now that marks 2 deleted episodes that I've had to re-record. The first one of which being the first episode. So, yeah, here we go. We're going to try and actually get this one out into the universe. But anything's possible. Nothing is ever good enough to hold up to my perfect standard that I require. Everything needs to be exactly the way I want it to be. Otherwise, I do nothing. So let's get this fucking going, shall we? First topic, and maybe you guys can relate to me on this one. I have a stove. I know, weird. Must be the only one in the world. And it has multi-functions. It's one of those stoves. It's not like a range. It's electric. It's got one of those like panels that glows in all the panel spaces. And so it glows and it heats up, but there's 2 different like sections to each burner. And each burner has like 2 different sizes. So on the knobs on my stove, there are multiple different positions depending on how you want to cook your food or how big your pans and stuff are. Pans and stuff. And I really fucking struggle with, like, I honestly, I think I sit and look at the knobs. I mean, a good portion of that is me just trying to remember what the fuck I'm doing. But staring at the knobs and going like, what does what here? What am I looking at? This is like, why does it have to be like the control panel of the fucking Millennium Falcon? Yeah. I'm a dork, but Millennium Falcon. It's a fucking, it's one of the biggest nuisances of my whole morning. Because I'm always looking at that thing. I'm super tired, and I'm usually fucking grumpy as hell. And I'm so frustrated because I'm looking at that thing, and it's not super obvious. And it pisses me off. Does anyone else have this issue? Is anyone else perplexed by like common household appliances where you just look at the thing and go, what the fuck am I doing? What goes where? And it happens to me with the washing machine too. I'll look at it and be like, there's so many fucking buttons on this thing. And it's like exactly the same every time. Like literally I just look at it and go, boop, push one button on the washing machine and we're good to go. But for whatever fucking reason, I struggle intensely with it. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. Maybe there's something else going on here. It's very possible. Another cool thing that I did was I bought a new shirt, almost as like a RIP slash condolences to my old shirt that I really liked, and it was a cool shirt. It was like like a collared shirt as well. It had little surfers on it. It was white. It was really cool looking. So I brought it home. I put it on. It was a square, a perfect fucking square. And so I decided that that wasn't the shape that I was going for. It was a square, so it was too wide. The arms came down to basically elbow level, which is also a fucking non-starter for me. And the height was basically to like my belt line. So it just looked so fucking stupid. I looked like a SpongeBob square shirt without sponges. So it when you buy it, it comes with like the plastic in the collar. It comes with the cardboard underneath the collar to keep it like perfect. It's that like perfect square shape. In the packaging comes with like the little retain, like the pieces of metal that retain it and make it look like a perfect square. Basically, when you buy like a, like a suit shirt or something, it comes in that fucking weird shape and million tags and stuff all over it. But when I tell you that when I had to repackage this thing, did I make it look as though no one had ever even like picked it up since it was packaged? I'm not joking. This is what I do. Anytime that I have something that's brand new and I have to decide whether or not I'm going to take it, and then I decide not to take it after I've already purchased it, like I could walk into any store after excuse me, I have burps. I could walk into any store after I buy something and return it. I could have it could have been like a PS5. I could have bought the PS5, opened it all up, plugged it all in, played for like however long I had until the return period was over, and then packaged it back off and been like, I didn't actually open it. Like I even like make sure to unseal the factory seals in such a way that I can put it back on exactly the way that it was on. So it would look like it has never been unsealed somehow. That's how patient I am with packaging. I used to do it at work all the time too. When I was when I was working the retail side of things, I would always, if I was going to use something for some of our content, I would open it in such a way that there was no way that anybody ever knew that it had been opened before. And I'd put like seeds or something in like the battery compartment, and then I would close it back up like holy shit, wow. Are you fucking kidding me? Did a fucking flower get in there and lay seeds? Did a flower get into that packaging and lay some seeds and then bolt? That's what happened, isn't it? Flowers are crazy that way. They just like jump into your shit, lay some seeds all up in it. Okay, that's a detour, and I'm done with that part of this segment. So let's move on to the next thing, shall we? So in the last episode, it might have been the one before, it might have been number 2. I touched on something that I wanted to do, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be offensive or not. Basically, it was me speaking gibberish in the essence of other languages. And I've kind of decided that not only do I not want to do that because it could be offensive, but also it's not that funny. So I decided not to do it. But it made me think about my reaction to that moment. And it made me realize that like that type of questioning myself is obviously born of the woke culture. I find it so odd because just like everything else, it's a spectrum. It's very, it's varied on each individual element. But it's also like it can pick up steam. So, like, if you say something that's offensive and one person finds it offensive and they have the ability to explain why it's offensive to someone else, and then it picks up momentum, it requires less and less explanation to make other people catch on and just like, oh, that person's like finds this offensive. Well, then I do too, obviously. And then it's like, it's almost like it trends. Like it starts out as just like well, I'm offended because of this. And then someone else is like, well, they're offended because of this. And like, I guess they have a point. And maybe, you know what? Yeah, that's kind of shitty, I guess. And then the next person's like, whoa, that person I don't even know anything about it, but that person thinks so. And I like that person. So I'm offended too. And then it's like, oh, fuck. Okay. Everybody's offended. And that person has to go away now forever. And I find that obviously a little bit troubling. Because it really does depend on the situation, doesn't it? And because we don't really know every single element to every single story, or a lot of us have a hard time finding things funny that are offensive. You know, a good portion of us don't have that problem. If you watch comedy, if you watch offensive comedy, you know, everything is like nothing is sacred at all. And nor should it be, really. Like, you know, certain things, of course, but like, you know, I'm not just going to jump out here and say all sorts of offensive racist shit. But I think there is a clear line that you cross. And I think that people who are super woke have made that line very blurry. So blurry, in fact, that you have absolutely no idea what's going to offend someone. And it could pick up steam, and even people who aren't actually offended will pretend to be, just to be part of that club. So I think woke culture is very difficult to navigate, even for someone like me who doesn't have a following, who is just some guy who doesn't, you know, who doesn't have much to lose when it comes to this, because realistically I'll just stop doing it, and the 9 people who are watching me were like, oh, okay. And they just, you know, can message me and we'll talk instead. But I can't imagine being like hyper famous and getting fucking canceled for nothing, you know? I mean, like there are obvious cases where it's necessary. But there are a lot of cases as well where it's not. And I'm the first fucking, you know what? Here's a funny story. So quite some time ago, when I was, I'm gonna say this is probably like 5-ish years ago, there was some dude on one of my friends' Facebook pages who was responding to a meme and that someone posted, and it was basically like someone posted this meme, and 2 friends of this friend in the comments section started going at it. It was a male and a female, and the male was, let's just say, very forthcoming with the most colorful language possible, calling this woman a C word and basically just like completely just saying the worst shit and making it about this person's gender. And it was really aggressive and really gross. So I naturally, because this was like being a social justice warrior was a fairly new thing. So I didn't really think much of it, but I heard that people did this, so I decided to do it as well. I basically did some research on this guy. I looked at his Facebook page, found out where he worked, and I sent screenshots to this person's boss. And it was a bad idea because this person's boss was a woman and they were a female-fronted company. So I got this person fired. And when I knew because I got the email back and said, thank you. It was like, thank you so much for keeping us aware of this situation. You know, we've sort of assumed before that this person was a problem, and thank you for finalizing that for us. This human being that no longer works with us. And I was like, oh fuck, okay. And that was the first and last time I ever was such an incredibly productive social justice warrior. I'll never do it again. I feel bad for the guy. I mean, also don't fucking say that shit because you never know who's going to be watching. I didn't even chime in. I didn't like or dislike. I just, oh, that person sucks. I'm going to fuck their life up. And that's what I did. And I'm not overly proud of myself. I mean, the guy fucking deserved to be taken down a peg or two for sure. But it is not my responsibility to police, first off, this person, let alone anyone on the internet. It is not my responsibility. If that person wants to go through life and shit all over somebody who disagrees with them, that's just the world, right? I'm not going to save the world by getting one dude fired for being a fucking asshole. It's just not going to happen. So what is its purpose? Like, why did I have to be a social justice warrior at that moment? And why did that person need to lose their job? It's a big question. It's one that I can't answer because it still happens a lot. It's a big thing on TikTok, right? The woke crowd on TikTok is constantly getting people canceled. And some of it's fucking hilarious. It's so good to watch, especially if someone's being outright racist or something. Then it's like, all right, I can get behind some of that shit. But if it's, I don't know. If it's two people fucking arguing and someone's obviously getting heated and says something because, the guy was probably in his like late 50s, early 60s. The guy is coming from a whole different culture, a whole different like just a vibe that I don't even understand. It's based in a ton of history that I was not a part of. So for me to do that is kind of shitty. So I'm sorry. Shouldn't have done it. But talking about things that I shouldn't have done, I might as well get these out of the way. When I was about 7 years old, I was a huge Star Trek fan. TNG, to be precise, The Next Generation. And for Halloween one year, when I was 7, said that already, I decided I wanted to be Geordi La Forge. So if you know anything about Geordi La Forge, he wore, I think it was red. He wore a red suit for the beginning, and then I think he progressed to yellow. Don't remember what that means. So I had everything. I had the whole fucking outfit. I had the visor. He had like a visor because he was blind and it would help him see. He's not really blind in real life because it's LeVar Burton and he's just a person, not a space fucking whatever the fuck he was. Space guy. And he was African American. Hopefully that's a PC term. But at 7 years old, in what was it? It would have been 1998, something like that. I think. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. My math always sucks. This was a different time, even for me. And I wasn't the one who went out and bought all this stuff. I was like, I want to be Geordi La Forge. So members of my family, my parents, decided to get me all of the things that would help to make me look the most authentically like this character in this show. So I got the visor. I got the phaser. You could set it on stun or kill. I had the tricorder, which was really cool, made all sorts of sounds. I had there was a badge and you push it and it would I could talk to Captain Picard. But then also I had paint bought for me and distributed onto my skin. Basically what I'm saying is that as a 7-year-old kid, I was forced against my will to go blackface. And that's happened. That happened to me. I don't know what else to say about that. Isn't that awesome? 7-year-old kid in 1998. So yeah, cancel me now. This is the time. If there was a time, if there was a beacon of fucking light shining on a moment, this is it. But can you? Can you justify that? Give me a justification. I don't care. Like, obviously, it's, I wouldn't have said this story had I assumed that someone was going to take me off the internet. Because nobody, like, let's be honest, there aren't enough people watching this to make a difference. However, is there an argument for that? Should I have known better? Because the fuck I do now, obviously. But should I have then, Because I didn't even think about it. At that age, it was just like, yeah, that's the color of his skin, so why wouldn't I try and... It's like any costume, you put the makeup on to be a clown. Not that I want to, like, compare the two things, because obviously it's not the same. But that was my thought. I didn't think about that at all. It wasn't even a thought at all. It was just like, oh yeah, I want to look like the person. Obviously, I see why it's, like, not okay. Because it's... That's not a clown. That's someone's complexion. That's actually their face. So, there's no need to do that. I can be Geordi La Forge without going the skin color. But I wouldn't have fucking known at that point. I don't think anybody did. Do you think my parents even thought about it? Like for 1 second thought like, maybe we shouldn't buy this paint. The picture I remember it distinctly. The picture on the packaging was a picture of a guy in, like, with his face painted like dark brown. Like, even the packaging was telling me this is okay. There's nothing wrong with this. Yeah, it's weird. This moment has haunted me. I'm glad there's no fucking pictures of it. Because if there was, and then, if this podcast picks up, which it of course is going to, I'd be fucked. But maybe this story fucked me enough. Maybe this story just got rid of the problem entirely. Maybe I don't have to worry about any of this anymore because I'm already fucked. So yeah, funny shit. I wish it had never happened because it's embarrassing and it's stupid. And it doesn't even make that good of a story because I have to fucking toe the line. But yeah, I'm still sort of like weirded out by the whole thing. And that was a long time ago. And it's funny too because I didn't really think about it much until, woke culture told me that I should. And it's fucked. It's so fucked to come to the realization that it's like, yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong. Holy fuck. Oh, I did it. I totally did that when I was a child. Before I knew what the fuck was going on, I did it. Sort of, I kind of got it done to me. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? So there's a couple things that have been in the news. We'll talk about the quick. Here's the thing. This is the topic that I'm going to talk about that made me delete this episode, and I'm going to just briefly touch on it because it is. I talked about it for a good 20 minutes in the deleted episode, and it is not my place. I don't need to be an advocate. I can be a supporter on the sidelines, but I don't need to be an advocate. This is not my fight. I have very strict feelings about this, but it is not my fight, and it is not fair for me to contribute more than just a couple of sentences here. Basically, this whole fucking Roe versus Wade thing, basically not giving the choice to have an abortion to women who need one. This is a delicate balance between morality and cruelty. That is the fight that is is trying to be fought here. Moral standpoint to having an abortion and a cruel standpoint to having an abortion. There's a case where a 10-year-old girl was raped by her father. This is a heavy fucking topic. And that girl got pregnant. And I know this isn't a very common occurrence, but this is just one of the reasons why something like abortion should be a choice. And you're not going to be able to convince me otherwise. And I've had a couple people try to. I understand that you're dealing with a moral decision here and you think it's cruel. There is so much more at play here, and there always will be. And you just have to remember that not any one person who is going to an abortion clinic to get this done feels like it's just the quick and easy way out. That shit stays with people forever. And it's true, regardless whether or not you think that people are just using it as a get out of jail free card. It is true. And I'm just going to fucking gaslight you right here because that's what it is. And if you disagree, you're a fucking dickhead. You're a fucking dickhead. If you disagree with that, you're a fucking dickhead, especially if you're a man. Okay? Women deserve the opportunity to choose whether or not to do this. I need you to understand that. Okay? That is all I have to say. I have so many other things that I would love to say in this part, but it is, like I said, it is not my fight. It is not fair for me to even weigh in. So I've already said more than I should have. But all I can tell you is that anyone who is going through this, you have my support. If there's anything that I can help with, I'm here. This is an awful topic, and I can't believe it's even on the fucking table. I can't believe that anyone would take this shit away. And I think it has a lot to do with religious connotation, which also fucking pokes me in such a fucking burp. Pokes me right in the burp. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I could talk fucking miles and miles when it comes to religion, because it's a virus. It is the virus of our culture that is actually killing people more than any other actual virus, physical virus. It is infecting people and turning them into garbage human beings. And once again, probably shouldn't be talking about this. My hot takes on religion are really hot. Very, very hot. So maybe that's a topic for another day. So, yeah, I'll jump into that some other time, because I always try and say that I have the ability to change my opinion on certain things. Those certain things need to have been changed by some sort of proof. The world of religion doesn't work in that world. It doesn't qualify for me to be able to change my position on it because obvious reasons. Right? Or should I say, not obvious reasons. Because reasons of the non-obvious nature. Because it's not obvious enough. I'm trying to say this fucking statement It's becoming very cryptic because I'm doing it kind of backwards. But basically, what I'm saying is that there's no fucking proof at all, like not even an iota of proof when it comes to any sort of religion that they exist. So that when it comes to my OCD specifically, I need tangible evidence, something that is physical that I can see. I understand energy. I understand the fucking force of the moon and gravity and energy and electricity. I understand that those things all correlate and work together. And yes, I know that I can't see it, but it can be measured. A fucking, bearded gentleman in the clouds can't be fucking measured. A man coming back to life, once a year can't be measured. Those are things that, of course, I can't get behind, because why the fuck should I? I could just believe anything then, right? Come up with my own shit and believe that, which I know many people have. But if you can't tell already, I am very against that shit. I think it is holding us back when it comes to our abilities to just communicate on the same fucking level, let alone find some sort of common ground. Like, there are people out there that if I said that, they'd be like, what? You don't believe? You're not... What? Are you fucking kidding me? Probably wouldn't be swearing, but they can't understand how you couldn't believe in that. Why? I get it. You've had years and years of systemic behavior that has created this thing for you, But, think outside the box a little bit. Take a breath. Think outside the box. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but nah. I don't like it. Anyway, here's something that I don't ever want to talk about again. On the list of things that I don't ever want to fucking talk about again, here's another one. Amber Heard and fucking Johnny Depp. Do you care? Why do you care? So many people care. I saw a fucking TikTok this morning. It was like, hey, just go to this website. You get to see all the fucking actual evidence. Why? Why do you want to? Nobody wants to see that. Do you want to see pictures of my bathroom? I don't give a fuck. Why do you fucking care about this? These are two ultra rich people who are who obviously do drugs and who had this horrible domestic fucking situation happen and blow up. And we're all fucking sitting on the edge of our seat like it's our lives. Why? Stop giving this shit fucking light. Stop it. I know that there was, there's a lot of conversation as well around what fucking, lawsuits and shit make it to mainstream TV. And they're talking about the fucking Maxwell case. I don't remember. Jaylene, is that her name? Whatever. That horrible person. They're talking about how come this one gets to see the light of day and the other one doesn't? Or sorry, how come Johnny Depp gets to see the light of day on they have their fucking trial televised, and if you don't know already, it's because one's federal and one is state. It's a state fucking lawsuit, and the other one's a federal lawsuit. So some come out, some don't. That's why you see these high-profile state cases on TV, like fucking O.J. Simpson and those types of things. You get to see all that, but you don't see something that is if they're breaking federal law, it's a totally different thing. It can't just be state law. And I'm pretty sure that that case specifically is at a bit of a higher level than the Johnny Depp case. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do want all that information to be out into the world. I do, of course, want every piece of that information to be in the world. It's a necessity that it gets out so that we all know what the fuck is going on there. And we know everybody who has been part of it. We need to implicate every single person who had anything to do with that shit, obviously. But I can guarantee you most of it won't get out. It's almost on the same level. No. Nope. Not going to go there. No. Never mind. It is its own thing. And it's horrible. And it needs to be dealt with. And I hope it gets dealt with very soon. This is, it's funny because when I recorded this episode a little while ago, the Met Gala was on. And I had rated each individual costume or outfit because they were so good. And not in like a, wow, that's gorgeous kind of way. In like a, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, I know you guys are ultra rich. You're at this ultra rich party. And now you got to wear all the designer shit. But what are you doing? Stop. Just don't, guys. Like fucking, so Gigi Hadid, she basically wore what I would consider to be, remember those fucking big puffy jackets in the 90s? Yeah, like the big ones with the, like they were kind of like a rolled, I don't even know. They basically were like sections of fucking goose feathers or some shit. And it's basically like one of those in like a kind of a burgundy rose color. But it's like the designer just sewed 12 of those together and let them drape all over the floor. And then like maybe like you took a straw into one end and like blew it up a little bit and was like, all right, you're good. Go ahead. Go out and show everyone this. I didn't like it. I mean, it's better than fucking Jared Leto. That guy had like his fucking, I would wear that suit, but as soon as you wear another human being as an accessory, maybe it's a little bit better than his fucking wearing his own head as an accessory and dressing like Jesus. Because that was pretty weird too. And weird is good. I like weird. But weird for clout, not weird enough, you know? When you're weird for clout, it's not weird anymore. It's just like, it's just like arrogant or something. I don't hate him, of course. We're good buds. But yeah, that fucking outfit, I would wear it. He had a fucking barrette in his hair. I thought it looked great. But don't have another person wear exactly the same thing because then they're your accessory. If you're more famous than them, I don't even know who that person is. They could be ultra famous. I have no idea. But when you're more famous than that person, at least on the world stage right now, and you bring them in the same outfit, they're your accessory. They might as well be that fucking like chihuahua in your purse. You know? Don't wear another human being as an accessory. I mean, unless you're at a fashion show and that's part of the show, that's a different thing. This is just like super rich fucking people wearing super rich shit, doing super rich shit at a place that's like unattainably accessible to anyone else. And I think it's weird. Okay. All right, everybody. I don't know what else I have to say. There isn't really much else. These are the main things that I've written down. I could have gone off on like so many more tangents, but I'm tired. I'm tired today. I'm having like these weird like anxiety things. In the morning, I'm like waking up and I'm just fucking pissed off. Like nothing's going exactly the way I want it to. So it's just like, and you know when you're like frustrated, so you try and like overdo shit, like take the fucking, you're like aggressively taking the lids off of fucking pill bottles and shit in the morning, and it's like you fucking throw it on the ground. And you're like, for fuck's sake, you know? That's been happening to me a lot. And I've just been super mad. And I take it out on people. Because nothing is perfect all of the time. And when I say perfect, I mean specifically moving at the speed of me and doing exactly what I want. See, this is why I wish religion did exist. Because if it existed, then maybe there's a possibility I could have a little bit of magic. And then when something doesn't go right, I just go and bring time back to when it was fine. That's what magic is. It is time travel. That's the only thing magic can do. Real magic is just time travel. Mouth noises. I like the sound of my nose on the microphone when I wipe it. Do you like that? Do you like hearing that? Are you just listening to this and all you can hear is like, and it sounds awful? Well, guess what? This is my show. And I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Yeah. I'm going to talk into the microphone like this for the rest of the time. Hey. Hi there. How you doing? Wow, that's really deep. I have a deep voice. Yeah. 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 I'm Batman. I think Batman's a little more aggressive. His voice is more aggressive than that. What else do I have? I don't think I have anything else, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, it's been fucking, I don't know, 40, almost 42 minutes. So that's a good amount of time to talk, isn't it? Isn't it? Guys. For fuck's sakes, man. Jesus. Well, I want to thank you very much for watching, everyone. Or listening, however you're taking in this media. I really want to thank you from the bottom and the top and the middle of my heart. I truly appreciate it. I'm seeing the comments. Still, nobody has emailed me. But that's okay. Totally fine with it. Still just, like looking at that email and just being like, oh, still no more messages. Okay, cool. All right, well, nobody needs, like, I guess everyone's okay. Everyone's fine. They don't need to reach out to me. So, that's cool. But if for some reason you decide that you'd like to reach out, you can email me at aaronsperfect@gmail.com. It's AARONS. PERFECT@gmail.com. Yes, you can email me if you have any questions, if you have topics for the future that you'd like me to talk about, or if you just want to be like, please stop doing this, you need to stop. Everything you're saying is fucking stupid and annoying and not perfect because you're not a perfect guy. You're just a dude who doesn't fucking give a shit about anything for real. You just say whatever comes to your fucking mind. Then, yeah. Email me as soon as you can, and then tell me that, because something needs to stop this, and it can't be done without having an intervention of some sort from all of you. So just make it fucking happen. Or if you would like to continue this routine of madness, then make sure to subscribe to our YouTube, my YouTube, one person, just me alone, which is Aaron is Perfect. Or you can find me on Instagram. I'm probably going to pop everything up here. You can find me on Instagram at Aaron_is_perfect_podcast. And that will just change everything in your life. Or you can find me Aaron is Perfect on Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor, all the fun places that all those things are at, if you're not already accessing those already. So, lastly, I would love it if you would also share with your friends, with your coworkers, with your dad. Not that I'm into dads, but I just think I could use some more friends, you know? It's been a lonely time. I could use some more friends. I couldn't manage it but I could use them. I can barely manage what I have already in my life outside of just a friend circle. I am barely hanging on. My reality is just like flying away from me daily. So, yeah, mouth noises. Anyway, I'll see you later. Oh, shit. Gee, holy shit, guys. Okay, bye. Okay.